Tonight's headlines: Duterte hopes rectifying vetoed provisions in anti-endo bill. Jobless Filipinos up to 3.13 million in February. Antigen tests as requirement for travelers okayed. Philippines ready to welcome Ukrainian refugees. LPA ITCZ to bring cloudy skies, scattered rains. Celtics march on. 1,000 pesos polymer banknotes out by April 18. Good evening. Today is Thursday, April 7, 2022. I'm Miguel Paltagon and this is Tribune News on Cue. Here are the stories for this evening. Malacanang said Thursday that President Rodrigo Duterte is hoping Congress would rectify the vetoed provisions of the Security of Tenure bill. Acting presidential spokesperson Martin Andanar said that the president hopes that Congress would rectify the vetoed provisions as he remains committed to eradicating all forms of abusive employment practices and protecting the workers' right to security of tenure. Andanar issued the statement after Senate President Vicente Soto III, a vice presidential candidate in the upcoming elections, on Wednesday said contractualization persists because Duterte vetoed the bill that Congress has passed. The Security of Tenure bill eliminates subcontracting of labor, limits job contracting to licensed and specialized services, and treats projects and seasonal employees as regular employees. The Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA reported that the number of unemployed Filipinos rose in February as the easing of restrictions during the period prompted many to look for employment opportunities but failed to land jobs due to limited number of business operating. PSA Chief and National Statistician Claire Dennis Mapa said the number of unemployed adults or those aged 15 and above in February stood at 3.13 million, reflecting an unemployment rate of 6.4%. This is higher compared to the 2.93 million jobless individuals recorded in January, reflecting a similar unemployment rate of 6.4%, the lowest since the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns in April 2020, when the all-time high unemployment rate of 17.6% or 7.3 million jobless was recorded. February's numbers of jobless Filipinos was lower compared to the 4.19 million unemployed recorded in February 2021. The Philippine government has allowed presentation of antigen COVID-19 test results as requirement for entry of travelers provided it is certified by a healthcare professional. Presidential Communications Secretary and Acting Presidential Spokesperson Martin Andanar said the new policy was provided under the resolution issued by the Interagency Task Force for Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, the government's policy-making body in addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. Andanar said the ITF also approved the acceptance and recognition of the national COVID-19 vaccination certificates of Bangladesh, Mexico, Pakistan, and Slovak Republic for purposes of arrival quarantine protocols, as well as for intrazonal movement. This is in addition to other countries, territories, and jurisdictions whose proofs of vaccination the ITF has already approved for recognition in the Philippines, and without prejudice to such other proofs of vaccination approved by the ITF for all inbound travelers. Tribune News on Cue will be back after these reminders.
Ako po ay kabahagi ng isang alyansa ng mga kandidato ngayong national elections na nananawagan po ng pagkakaisa. Ako po si Sara Duterte. Handa po akong magserbisyo sa ating bayan. Hinihingi ko po ang tulong at suporta ninyo para sa pagka-vice presidente ng ating bansa.
fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at makinig sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Nina Ventura at Jojo Silvestre. Be ready ng mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
In other news, the Philippines vowed that it was ready to welcome Ukrainians seeking refuge as a result of Russia's invasion of their country, the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, said on Thursday. On the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between the two countries, the department said in a statement that, in keeping with its long tradition of providing humanitarian assistance, the Philippines stands ready to welcome Ukrainians seeking refuge from the war in their country. To recall, President Rodrigo Duterte on February 28 issued an executive order institutionalizing access to protection services for refugees, stateless persons, and asylum seekers. Under the EO, the Refugees and Stateless Persons Protection Unit of the Department of Justice is tasked with examining and processing claims of refugee or stateless status. On March 3, Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara said no Ukrainian citizens has sought asylum in the Philippines yet. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa announced that a low-pressure area or LPA and the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ will affect parts of the country. Pag-asa said the LPA was spotted 180 kilometers east-northeast of Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur at 3 p.m. A tropical cyclone outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, or PAR, was also being monitored by the Weather Bureau. The Weather Bureau said it was last spotted 2,440 kilometers east of Mindanao. It has maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Visayas, Mindanao, Mimaropa, Bicol region, and Quezon will experience cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms with possible flash floods or landslides during moderate to at times heavy rains because of the LPA in ITCZ. Cagayan Valley, Apayao, Kalinga, Ifugao, Mountain Province, and Aurora will have cloudy skies with rains due to the northeasterly surface wind flow. The Ilocos region, Abra, and Benguet will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains. In sports, Jaylen Brown scored 25 points as the Boston Celtics kept up their push for the number 2 playoff seed in the Eastern Conference with a 117-94 victory over the Chicago Bulls. With the identity of the 6 automatic playoff teams in the East already settled, the only issue remaining is to determine the final playoff seedings. Boston sits behind leaders Miami with 2 games remaining in the regular season. With Miami poised to lock up the top spot, needing just 1 win from their games against Atlanta and lowly Orlando, all eyes are on the battle for second seed where Boston, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Philadelphia 76ers are in a 3-way tussle. Milwaukee and Philadelphia's win on Tuesday left all 3 teams locked on 49 wins apiece, meaning the Celtics' 50th win of the season on Wednesday allowed them to move 1 game clear of their rivals. And in business, the initial batch of the 1,000 peso polymer banknotes will be out this April 18, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Benjamin Jokno. Jokno said the polymer banknotes will be issued alongside the 1,000 peso paper banknotes, adding that the use of the polymer banknotes is better compared to paper banknotes now amid the coronavirus disease, since the former can be sanitized easily with less risk of damage to the banknotes. The BSP said the design of the polymer banknote has the Philippine eagle and sampaguita on the side, replacing the photos of the national heroes Jose Abad Santos, Vincent Lim, and Josefa Lillanes Escoda, and the Tubataha Reefs Natural Park South Sea Pearl and Tinalak Weave design on the reverse side, the same as the current 1,000 peso per paper banknote. Addressing questions regarding the removal of the photos of the national heroes on the 1,000 peso polymer banknote, lawyer Sara Severina Curtis, BSP Banknotes and Securities Production Management Department Deputy Director, said the central bank has been featuring both the national heroes and the natural environment on BSP-issued currency for decades now. That wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, the Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastlands Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Pao Tagaron, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chert Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tercito are available on our community Viber.